Hello everyone and welcome back to Off the Court. I am your host Paris and we are back with our weekly recap episodes. I can't believe it's Wednesday again. We seem to be here so often and I think this year is just flying by. The fact that it's, October, towards the end of October is just crazy, but here we are. We are going to give you guys some updates from the last week in the tennis world. We're going to talk ATP, WTA. Please excuse the dogs barking in the background. We are also going to chat about ATP finals, WTA finals, who's qualified, who hasn't qualified, and who's looking like they'll still qualify. There are still a few spots up for grabs. We're going to talk visa issues. We are going to talk all sorts of things that have been happening in the tennis world. We're also going to do a little bit of a recap on the Six Kings Slam and all other things. But before we do that, I wanted to give a shout out to today's sponsors. If you guys don't know who Preply is an all-in-one language learning service which gives you the ability to learn from over 200 languages. Yes, 200, which is crazy, more than any other language learning service. And not only that, the tutors are 100% verified, 100% guaranteed to speak their native language and teach you from the comfort of your own home wherever you are, as long as you have the app. All you have to do is click the link in our description to get 50% off your first lesson. So whether you're attending a tennis event, a family event, you're traveling, whatever it is definitely worth using Preply and learning some language, whether you want to become fluent, whether you want to be able to speak a few words on a trip, whatever it is, you can do that from the comfort of wherever you are with the Preply app. So to get 50% off your first session, like I said, and join the rest of the world in Preply, click the link in our description. And I also want to give a big shout out to Pink KOALA KOSSIES, which is an Australian female swimwear company. Vibrant Australian swimwear label that merges bold, nature-inspired designs with a strong commitment to sustainability. Their collections feature regenerated and recycled materials such as fabrics from Reprieve, and reflects the hues and forms of Australia's native flora and fauna. Beyond style, PKK builds purpose into every purchase. For each online order, the brand donates $1 to environmental causes via its partnership with One Change, allowing customers to choose from projects like reef restoration, land rehabilitation, or wildlife protection and conservation. With its colorful prints, eco-friendly packaging, and transparent ethos, PKK invites customers to feel good about their swimwear visually and ethically while carrying a piece of Australia's wild beauty. So if you guys want to join the Pink KOALA KOSSIES family, you guys can head to the description link below as well to support this local homegrown Australian female swimwear brand. All right, we are going to get into it. We are going to discuss everything that has gone on, and we're going to start with the Six Kings Slam. Guys, this tournament, like I said last week, is the third time this tournament has been on, where 6 players on the men's side get invited to the Six Kings Slam in Riyadh, and they are able to compete in sort of a round robin format. We talked about the format a little bit last week. If you guys aren't familiar, you can go back and listen to that or quickly Google it. I'm not going to run through it again here, but basically you have 6 players, obviously goes through. You end up with 2 to vie for $6 million prize money. Of course, Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz were the 2 that made it there, with the 3rd place match being Novak Djokovic and Taylor Fritz. So that was interesting. Djokovic did not end up finishing that match due to some injury concerns. So whether he will play Turin, the ATP finals, he has qualified. Whether he'll play Turin or not is a question that is hanging over everybody's minds right now in the tennis world. However, Carlos Alcaraz, we will see him in Turin. He had a really great performance at the Six Kings, as did Taylor Fritz, and a really nice, strong, solid performance from Jannik Sinner. Sasha Zverev, not the best performance from him, but a nice little payday for him. $1.5 million for 58 minutes is not a bad going. So for those of you who are not familiar, there is a graph going around of all of the tournaments, all the Grand Slams versus the Six Kings Slam. They get paid more at the Six Kings Slam than they get paid if they are runner-up at the Australian Open. So that just goes to show you that these Middle Eastern tournaments, they not only do they bring the fans and they bring the sponsors and all the money, they bring the players, and the players are interested because it's the highest paying tournament on the men's calendar is the Six Kings Slam, reserved for 6 individuals. So crazy to see, but lots of them walked away with multi-million-dollar paydays there, even if it was just a 58-minute appearance. So with that being said, that does wrap up that tournament. It was a 3-day format tournament. You guys can go and watch the replay on Netflix if you're interested in how that went down. Very interesting that it was on Netflix this year. I think it's nice that it was on Netflix. It really gave the opportunity to kind of push the 3-day format tournament a little bit more into the public eye rather than just on the regular tennis channels or if you're at the tournament. So that's just my thoughts on it. I think it's a great format. Do I think it should be open to 10 to 12 players? I think that would be really fun. But we'll do a review on all of the tournaments and my thoughts on them at the top of the year. In other news, Alex de Minaur has notched his 300th career win with a win in Vienna. Alcaraz is back in position. Mensik outs fellow next-gen talent in Basel debut. All right, let's take a look at Basel and see what is happening there. And then we'll go through some other things as well. Results. Sorry, guys, there's a lot of technicality things to look at here. All right, so yes, Mensik has taken out Burnett. Davidovich Fokina has taken out Sonego. Jamie Munir has taken out Batola. Jensen Brooksby has taken out Mueller. And yesterday, Opelka took out Van der Schulps. Marin Cilic took out David Goffin. And that is fairly where we're at the moment. Coming up tomorrow, we have Cilic and, Pericard Fonseca, Stan Wawrinka, Ben Shelton, Opelka and Baez, Rinderkesh and Collignon, Marcus Giron and Denis Shapovalov, along with some doubles matches as well. So some great matches in action over in Basel. Over in Vienna, we've got a Greek Sport over Kashnikov, de Minaur, as we just mentioned, over the wild card, Matteo Alnardi over Kavashak, Bublik over Tabilo, and Brandon Nakashima over Doderi. Some other wins, Jacob Fernley, Demir Dismo, Mackenzie McDonald, he was the alternate, and Kovacevic. So that is over in Austria. And then we've also got last week's little updates. So we had Daniel Medvedev win Almaty. Obviously, that is his first win in such a long while, since 2023. Medi has sort of been, as we all know, he's been up, down, not through any fault of his own necessarily, just through the efforts, I think, and ability of maybe the team. I'm not too sure, but that is that. He did obviously win that match and has won the Almaty crown, which is pretty nice as well. We also have Felix Auger-Aliassime winning in Brussels, Casper Ruud in Stockholm. So some pretty good results there for Casper and Felix. Obviously Felix's first win as a husband, and I think that obviously probably gave him quite a bit more motivation to, you know, have a really great tournament. And Casper Ruud, he's had a great year, doing really well, still holding great results towards the end of the year. No surprise there. We talked about Valentin Vacherot last week as well and his win. Jasmine Paolini, we'll talk about her in just a moment. Let's see here really quickly. We are just going to touch base really quick and see if there is anything else. In as terms of Tommy Paul is still injured, I thought we would just update you guys on that. And we are getting, obviously we're starting to wind down, so the tournaments that are left, we're going to quickly check that. We've got the Rolex Paris Masters starting next week, so we of course will be back to talk about that. Then we have the 250 in Athens, the 250 in Metz, and then the ATP finals. So we are 3 tournaments away from the end of the men's calendar year. Of course, we then have ATP finals in Turin, like we've talked about. We have the Davis Cup, and then the next gen finals are in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia in late December. So we will not be recording after the 23rd of November. So once the Davis Cup is wrapped, we too will be wrapped. So we have 3 weeks left of these little episodes, these little recap episodes for you guys. Okay, let's take a look now. We're going to jump over to the WTA. We're going to take a look about what has been happening on the WTA tour. Let's take a look. All right, so first off, we are going to talk about... We are going to talk about Japan. So Leylah Fernandez won in Osaka. Rybakina won in Ningbo. And of course, Coco Gauff in Wuhan. So that is basically the latest updates from those tournaments that have taken place. Right now, we just scroll back up. WTA Tour. Okay. So right now there's the 250 in Shenzhen, which we had talked about. Let's have some quick little updates from there. Camila Osorio is currently on court. Zhenjian Wang Li currently on court. And then Tokyo has started. So Tokyo is obviously a 500. Mira Andreeva, she will not be playing. She has been unsuccessful in getting her visa for Japan. So right now, Leylah Fernandez has taken out Maria Sakkari. Schneider has taken out Yastremska. Muchova, Vondarusa retired from that match. Maboko and Andrusa are warming up right now. Christian and Sharavan. Maya Joint has taken out Kubolic as well. Coming up, we've got a few people that are not playing. Then we also have Hong Kong coming up and Zhuzhou, Chennai, and then the finals. So basically how that looks like right now is that Elena Rybakina, her winning the Ningbo, she has qualified for the year-end finals. Her and Andreeva are close in the battle for the finals. However, with Mira Andreeva unable to play in Japan this week, it is looking like Rybakina will be that last person to qualify. Jasmine Paolini has qualified in both singles and doubles. Arina Sabalenka is having some time off this week. She will be at the finals in Riyadh as well. Let's see some other things that are going on here. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it that's happening right now. We're going to take a look at some other things going on. The finals. So for those of you asking when the finals are, it is the 1st to the 8th of November. It is before the men's finals in Turin, and that's just the way the calendar has worked out. There isn't really a huge reason why. That's just how the calendar is. So with that being said, that is pretty much it for the updates on the women's side of the tour. We will keep you guys posted on socials about who gets that final spot in Riyadh. We, of course, will be giving live coverage from the finals in Riyadh, and we look forward to doing so. But with that being said, this has been quite a long episode, and there is not too much else going on in the tennis world as of right now. So we are going to let you guys go. We hope you guys have a fabulous week, and we look forward to touching base with you guys next week upon the conclusion and looking forward to Paris Masters and Riyadh.